You're trying to make sure you're focusing on now.
Don't try to turn the wrist.
Yep.
Extend the arms and be on the back foot.
Yeah, so
the back foot
and how are you going to get onto the back foot? You're going to push off the front foot? You're going to push off the front foot, right? Yeah, good. So when you're pushing off the front foot, what you don't want to be doing is you want to be too much weight on the front foot, because that means then it's very much harder to push back. So you want to be explosive, so much more. So if you're nice and light on the front foot, you can actually push back and just make sure that the head position is actually just over the back knee.
Okay.
So.
If the ball comes here.
Yes. That's correct, yes. I mean, look, if you've got, yeah, it's underarm feed, so literally just about just getting the feel good factor again, get the bat and ball feeling, and just making sure the head is still. This is very key. A lot of people, when they try and practice the shot, the head's bobbling or they're falling outside the line of the ball. So here, what's really important for you is to make sure you've got a steady head. Shot, mate, good work. Good, yeah. What I don't want you to do, I don't want you to rush just yet, because you're still trying to find that momentum. So once you found the momentum, then you can probably get into it a little bit faster. Because right now, really, yeah, get back into stance. Just take your time, because if you're rushing, you might not be able to feel comfortable. And just when you get it comfortable again, because it's not a shot, it's a shot that you've obviously been quite successful playing. It's just trying to get back into the things again. You don't want, the last thing you want to do is really rush into it and then get some bad habits. So the whole session really is about really just trying to break you into it slowly. All right. Yep. I think I'm noticing here is the arms that are a little bit tense. Now when they're a little bit tense, what you'll find is that your reactions will be a little bit slower. So you want to try to make sure your arms are nice and relaxed. Okay, so don't tense yourself thinking I've got to hit it hard. All right, so if you feel at any time that you're going to be hitting a bit harder, just relax yourself, walk away from the crease, and then do it again. One thing I like to see, Baz, just because it's just a warm-up drill, probably just want to try and get you to keep your eyes on the ball for a little bit longer. Okay. Yeah, just to get in the habit again. Just so really, just as soon as you go back and you're hitting it, it's just focusing on making sure the eyes are there on contact point. All right. Nice, well weighted. Good, mate. Good round. Yeah, that was a pretty good round. One thing I think what you can probably try and do for me is probably try not to hit it a bit too hard. I feel that, you know, it's just a movement that you're just trying to get back into feeling comfortable again. So just start to feel, and after you've played it, just maybe analyze quickly, just to ask yourself, okay, was that the right, was my head far back enough? Was my back foot on the move? Was I high? Was I tall on my back feet? Was on my toes? Just ask yourself a couple of questions, and that way then you just trigger off some muscle memory, and hopefully then it'll start to kick in. Good. Once the ball starts to come a bit quicker, it's really just preparing you to get ready to be in that position. Otherwise, what's going to happen is you're going to stay where you are, and you're going to find it's going to rush you, and you're probably going to have, your arms are going to be cramped. So we don't want to get into the bad habits. So early on, we want to make sure technically we're doing it right. Good, mate. Well done. Short, son. Good. Excellent back foot there as well. Well done. Yes, mate. Whoa, just slightly rushing your feet there, all right. Good, mate. Really good alignment there. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see the head falling outside your back leg. At the beginning, you're just really trying to just make sure the connection is important, right? At the beginning, when you were trying a little bit too hard, you're going so hard at it, but you're trying to stop the swing as well. So I feel that if we can actually eventually build yourself up to get to that point. At the moment, just really focus on hitting it and just keeping yourself in that position. And once you're ready, and you start to want to get the hands flowing and your hips are moving nicely, the head's position is square. So it's really about trying to make sure your quality is there. Once your quality is there, then you can start to make sure you're finishing. And usually when you're finishing, there's a bit more power involved, isn't it? That means then you have to have a bit more control of your body weight. So once you feel your body weight's in control and you want to start, yeah, of course. Cracking shot. Well done. It's just because it's been 3 months. Yeah. You've probably walked around in the house with your slippers on, and you haven't got the trainers on. You're not feeling that, foot again. So you want to really just get there, feel, and then you think, actually, now I'm starting to stibble really well. I feel all my body weight is, in the right proportion here, and then you can start to, let the hands go. So just break it down a little bit. Move on to a different drill now. With this drill, I'm going to ask you now to bring your hands from higher and trying to hit it a bit lower for me. So we don't want to be hitting it down with our wrists. We want to just get hands higher. So hands higher, that's it. Excellent. Nice, man. Excellent shape. Really nice flow of the bat. Good. Well, this is the beauty about playing it downwards, is that if you don't get to extend your arms, there's not a chance you're going to get hit in the air. So yes, of course, you ideally want to be, because you want to get as much maximum power you can from that shot. Because even you playing that shot, you might not get a 6 for it, but you trying to dissect the field and hit it flat and hard. That's a big gap there. 15-20 meter gap between the two fielders usually. So yeah, ideally yes, but at the same time, I wouldn't be too stressed about it, because if you get your runs, even if you don't quite extend it, it'd be a risky shot if you didn't extend it and you're hitting from low to high. And you think, oh no, straight up in the air. That's where it becomes a risky shot. But yeah, good point though. I like that. Good observation. Beautiful. Excellent shot. Good. So some of these balls are lighter, some are heavier, some will travel through the air a bit quicker. So it's actually testing you a lot, because you're having to wait, aren't you? So once you've committed, you think, right, I've got to be here, because you can't. How did you feel that round went?
Likely the challenge was, every ball was different weights.
Yep.
So one ball you had to wait, one ball you had to swing hard.
That's right, yes.
One ball you had to wait for it to come back on the back.
Excellent, good.
So that was a good challenge.
But if you feel comfortable, we might want to progress now onto maybe from getting your hands from lower and finishing it higher.
Yeah.
How do you think about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can do that.
Yeah, so you can actually let your hands go now, you can finish over the top. Shot, mate.
You do the same thing.
Yep.
The head position will be back only, or it will come slightly front for this pickup shot.
Yeah, usually the pickup shot, I say go back slightly, because you want to get elevation, don't you? Okay. If your head's over the ball, then your body weight is still forward. Okay. You see what I mean with that?
It will be the same for the other one?
Yeah, because if I'm trying to hit the aerial, I do want to kind of dip my back shoulder down slightly in order to get the elevation and the clearance from the back if I'm going for the big boundary. But if my shoulders or my head is still forward, it'll be very hard, if you look at my position now, very hard to get that movement. But just here, just give me that slight snap. Yeah, I can bring my hips into play a little bit as well. Low on in the crease. So essentially, you could pick up the ball from even lower than that. It just depends on your stance and how you are. Feel like Owen Morgan. Yeah. See how low he gets in the crease. Shot, mate. Lovely timing on. You understand what I mean by slightly leaning back? Yeah. It gives you a little bit more elevation. If you were to keep your head forward, it'd just be an arm shot. You literally hit through the arms only, which you probably get away with, but you probably won't get the elevation that you're looking for. Probably different type of ball there, so you just want to keep an eye on what type of ball comes your way. It's a good focus thing as well, isn't it, Baz? Yeah. That you're getting to watch every single ball from the hand, just to make sure, is that the same ball, is it different? It's got different colour-coded balls here. Some are slightly heavier. Your level of cricket, that's the difference, isn't it? Yeah. You're just losing your focus for that split second, and you listen to your wicket, because good bowlers bowl good lines, and well, generally they'll try to hit good areas. Imagine that they're trying to take wickets all the time, so they're always going to be trying to get wickets. So that's where you as an international cricketer have got to be that switched on the whole time. And this is beauty about batting as well, is that you can just walk away, and take your time while the ball is being passed around, shining the ball, they're getting back to the bowler. You can just walk away, switch off, have a different thought in your mind, and then switch back on. So your concentration levels are much more sharper. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
Shot, bud. Well weighted, well weighted. Shot. Shot, mate. Finished pretty well there, didn't you? The last 5 balls came off really well. So what was the difference? What did you feel when you started off playing that shot and to where you finished really strong?
I started off with the hurry bat.
Yeah.
Basically, I was trying to hit too hard.
Yeah, you were, yeah.
This time, when passing the sets, I realized that when you wait for the ball to come, you can get the timing and elevation much better. Much better.
I mean, the last 5 shots were something that reminded me of how you normally play. When you're letting your hands flow much more nicer than I felt earlier on. Just probably holding it a bit too tight. Right, I mean, obviously I can't see your forearms because it's covered there, but usually I have an idea with the forearm, the pressure that you can see every little bit of vein popping out.
That was a valid point. I was just holding a bit too tight.
Yeah.
So it got relaxed and.
And also what happens at times is when we get too hard, our hands start to come out a bit wider.
Outside, yeah.
Yeah, and it's very difficult then to keep control of that. So obviously when they're closer to the body, I can actually go back from here and I can get the smash. All right, good. Gonna mix it up a little bit. I'm gonna put some cones out for you, and I just want you to try to hit in the gap if you can, okay? With the same shot, you can try to use your feet a little bit more. You can try to get behind the line of the ball as much as you can, and that way then you've got a much better angle of the ball, and you can make a better judgment. So then you can try, just say, aim for that, and we'll move it later. I can move it down to square and behind square. So that way then you're confident in playing all three different areas. No, use the wrist if you want to, but don't kill the ball. Use it just like mentally, yeah, like just to keep the ball downwards, but not like, you know, completely bring it down. Yeah. Lovely shape, lovely alignment. Well played. Shot! Great hat. Good. So I'm going to just square it up a little bit for you now. So just going to ask you to probably hit it, just say backward square leg and in front of square leg. All right. So that'll be your little target for this round. What you just showed me there was, when the way you finished, was that it's all about confidence. As soon as you started to watch the ball really well, once your feet started to synchronize and everything was moving, then you start to think, right, now I'm in a great position here and I'm going to start hitting a little bit harder. And you did, and you let yourself flow. But the most important thing was your head was still straight. Your alignment was lovely, and the way you finished the shot was timed it perfectly. So for me, that's what it's all about. It's about really progressing. So if you feel at the beginning, oh, okay, just want to get the feel movement, get the hands moving, get the hands high, get a bit close to the body, you know, getting the extension going. All those small aspects of actually playing a successful pull shot. Once you got that right, at the end you expressed yourself and said, right, I'm in a great, you know, frame of mind here. I feel really confident, and that's a fantastic sign. So good. So what's your plan with this though? How would you try to, you know,
Pull very late.
Yeah, pull a little bit later. Probably want to try and pull more towards the balls coming towards your nose.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, if you find,
From here.
that's correct. That's right. Yeah. And like, yes. Also, just keeping the heads really still. Okay, not really forcing it. All right. Oh, shot, mate. Excellent. Really got really tall there, didn't you? Oh, we like the sign of the bat on that. Oh, the hands are out. I knew it. You know why that happened was, Baz? Because I identified a shot earlier, a couple of shots earlier actually, that you started to get too confident. And this is where you have to really reset, because you just don't know what's going to happen next to you. I could possibly just roll it down there or a little bit higher. It's still a pullable ball, but point being is that you might not have had the same control, and you might have just allowed your rhythm to take over, and you think, oh no, my momentum. So just wanted to kind of cancel that momentum a little bit and get you to refocus. Shot. If you found that you felt that you didn't have enough time on the ball, what would you try and do to combat that? If you're finding that the ball's coming a bit quicker, what movement do you think you can add to your game?
You can just do
Fantastic. That's it. That's it. And that's what we did at the beginning, didn't we? Just talk about leaning back slightly, didn't we? So if you just feel, oh, that's a bit too close. Yeah, exactly. Put the push off the front foot, get back on the back leg, and just make sure then you just got that extra fraction second. I'm not going to throw it in like, you know, 10 folds faster. I'm just saying sometimes I'll just like to just make sure you're alert and just throw in probably a little bit quicker, extra probably, you know, maybe a rev or two. But generally I want to just see you don't forget that actually, yeah, okay, that's a bit quicker on me. I don't want to commit here with bent arms. I want to make sure, yeah, just want to make sure I can probably lean back, but getting the full extension, making sure you're in full control. I find less control with the arms bent. Do you find you're in less control here? Yeah? Yes, that's right. Shot. Oh, unlucky. Nice. Shot. Well weighted and great extension of the arm. Shot. And that's important, isn't it, when you're learning, you know, to progress your batting. It really is about understanding what you're trying to do, how you're going to try to get to that goal that you're trying to get to. So it's really important for you to try to remind yourself, okay, what's the process that I need to follow here? Hence why we're standing here, we're sharing ideas. What's your feedback on that?
No, I think the most important thing was, once you get into the flow,
yep,
you should be more focused.
Yes, for sure, for sure.
That is one thing.
Yep.
I mean, we were lacking 2 rounds. Once you started to build the confidence,
yep,
and you try to tend to hit the ball too hard,
yeah,
and you will end up in something square.
That's right, yes.
So each ball you have to be as alert as you can,
yeah,
so that you get the correct momentum.
Yeah, no doubt.
Because that has all been the agenda of doing a drill, you know, to get the balance, this, that. So each ball switch off, switch on.
That's right.
And go back to what all you are doing good. Keep that in mind. and focus on the next ball.
And
So
see-
whatever you have done, forget it, next ball.
Excellent. Well, that will then translate into match situation, doesn't it?
True.